Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good, Con Crew? We're back with another Marlon Craft react. All right, people. State of the Union Part 2 just dropped, and y'all know what we on. Craft is about to speak some truth. If y'all didn't watch his first one of these, well, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. But you probably did since you're tuning into a reaction to Part 2. But yeah, man. Check the description for any plugs. I got merch. I got a new mixtape out and all that. Let me get straight into this. Super pumped to get on this. And I'm not messing around with this iKaanic Plus channel, man. We're going to be reacting to a whole bunch of shit. Let's get it. Also, this is exactly a day or a year to the day after he dropped State of the Union Part 1. Shouts out to the people in the center getting those emails. I just, it's the least I could do. I support the man. So I figured I should the small monthly fee to support the man. Y'all should definitely go check that shit out and stay updated with what Marlon's up to. Let's get it.
They say don't throw stones if you live in a glass home, but America is Ritten's house. Time we took a Ritten's house and rebuilt from the bone. The structures.
It's Kyle Rittenhouse's house. It's time that we rebuilt the house.
But America is Ritten's house. Time we took a Ritten's house and rebuilt from the bone. The structure's irredeemable. Try and stay away from the thought that it's undefeatable. Yeah. That's what evil do. Choke you to the point where shit's so bad it don't seem real to you. Create the pain and profit from misrelievers. The pills, violence, the pursuit of money in it. You create the pain and profit from misrelievers. The pills, violence, the pursuit of money and achievement. Ain't a heaven and hell, God, but like to think that there be consequences when you make all of your money off of demons. But it seems.
Yo, I mean, he's going so deep, and I like lately I've been in such deep thoughts about a lot of different things. And this is just triggering my mind to go in like 18,000 different directions. So I'm not gonna rant, but like, go to bed, evil intent. But then where does this intention even come from? See, those are the things that I'm more obsessed with recently, right? Like, these things happen. And the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, and just the state of capitalism and the world power structure at hand, the class divide, all of these things are real and are happening, and are moving in some direction. For me, it's, where did the instinct to act that way actually come from? Why did humankind evolve to that, today, the way it has? And is it moving out in a more technologically escape sort of way? But then what does that do to the people still remaining here? All sorts of things. He's talking real, and obviously ain't a heaven and hell guy, but good and evil. Heaven and hell is the manifestation of good and evil to people without better ways of explaining it, right? Back in the day. And that's where religion and whatever, how I think it came from. Anyway, like I said, I wasn't gonna rant, and then I ranted. Let's get back to it.
God, but like to think that there be consequences when you make all of your money off of demons. But it seems in this land, that's what gets the most applause. Manipulating each other just to get the most applause. Our empathy rarely extend beyond what we can see. On that, it ain't real if it ain't happening.
And he didn't even use laws. He said applause and the flaws, but he's talking about the laws of the land that are
this
fucked
land,
up.
That's what gets the most applause. Manipulating each other just to get the most applause. Our empathy rarely extend beyond what we can see.
Facts.
On that, it ain't real if it ain't happened to me. If passion could breathe, it be in the ICU. Let's it live somewhere where all the hospital beds was used. Asked them about a vaccine, they said my body, my choice. In Texas outlawed our women's rights. Ain't dudes looking like somebody body, they voice.
Oh my God, my body, my choice. And then tying, obviously, the flip of people saying my body, my choice about vaccination into abortion in Texas. Hold up.
My body, my choice. In Texas outlawed our women's rights. Ain't dudes looking like somebody body, they voice. Son, I ain't hear a peep. Every time the wolves come around, I ain't hear a sheep. And every soul.
What was the Texas law? Did Texas make abortion legal, something like that, right? What was that, or am I getting that completely twisted? But let me know.
Progressive treat democratic presidencies like 8 years of sleep. I'm just saying shit's weak. It's like this shit is just a movie. Once your good gotta win, but he get in, couldn't name the good your good guy done did. They say you know who someone really is, you get him.
You couldn't name the good your good guy done did, bro.
But he get in, couldn't name the good your good guy done did. They say you know who someone really is, you get them near the edge. Well, look at our border, you'll find our country so there. Looking around at people that...
Come on. They say you'll find out who someone really is if you take them on the edge, right? On the edge is when you really you no more thought happens, and the edge is just, you know, what the metaphorical edge of life, right? Near death experiences, or just the most high adrenaline, near death within your mind, right? So like skydiving, for example, or in a state of super panic because, I don't know, you're in danger. Or you know, whatever struggle, like immense struggle where you think you might not make it out is on edge. You find out who someone is. Well, the edge of the U.S. is where you find out who the U.S. is, and that's crazy because he's connecting living on the edge to the boundaries you draw with people, right? In terms of the border, but also in terms of just your ego. The moment you release ego and let you dissipate into being everything else or everyone else, same thing, then, I mean, that's how you act in times when you're on the edge, right? Who you really are is everyone else, if you realize that. Or who you really are is someone that only focuses on the you part of that, your ego, and then puts boundaries against other people and the community at large in the U.S. At least the ruling power. I'm not saying everyone, obviously. You can see that as a whole just by looking at the border between Mexico. That's crazy.
Get them near the edge. Well, look at our border, you'll find our country so there. Looking around at people determined to keep control where they ain't never even had it in a place that's never known fair. On
both sides too, the country sold there. The people who are leaving, trying to get in, the people who are leaving Mexico trying to get in, right? That's like kind of what the U.S. was built upon as well. People leaving to create something better or to find something, whatever it may be. But it also on the other edge of people pushing them back. It's people pushing them back. The people are running away to a new place to make it better, and then the hypocrisy of it all is ridiculous, pushing people away that are trying to do the exact same thing that they did. Why are you allowed to do that? Why is you being alive at the time where you decided to do that the reason why other people shouldn't? Just because they were quote unquote late, or they were born later than you, or whatever like logically it makes no sense. So I'm just trying to understand the perspectives.
Service proof of the audacity. Mass shooting casualties accepted mad casually. Civilian deaths don't matter at home or abroad. So between us and the machine.
And see that I'm pausing everything, but this is something that he wrote this to have a discussion. So I'm gonna discuss casually. This is a great example of how you can use bars that are in your bag, in your arsenal, not just bars, but just thoughts and connections of words that already are easily accessible to you, or that you've used before, or whatever, in different meaning and context to still hit. You still have that rhyming, you still have the like the rap technicality stuff that doesn't really matter in a song like this because he's talking some truth right now. But you can use it to say like the most meaningful fucking shit too, as well as just a fun bar back in what freestyle did he use it in? On the Roof freestyle, whatever it was. I forgot what the name was, but y'all know what I'm talking about, the Craft heads.
Place that's never known fair. Body cam service proof of the audacity. Mass shooting casualties accepted mad casually. Civilian deaths don't matter at home or abroad. So between us and the machines, who the drones really are. It ain't a system if one guy could stop it. Average Joe getting fucked by Mancha while Biden watches.
What is a drone anyway? Humans trying to create that. Right? Either you try to take over people and make them your drones, or you are creative enough to engineer the drones yourself. That's crazy. That's a wild.
It ain't a system if one guy could stop it. Average Joe getting fucked by Mancha while Biden watches. Them student loans, the ropes are...
Average Joe get fucked while Biden watches. See how last year he was shitting on Trump, and now he's shitting on Biden because it don't matter. They're the same fucking shit. It's...
Guy could stop it. Average Joe getting fucked by Mancha while Biden watches. Them student loans, the ropes around yo and I's pockets. Pay to learn to be in debt while the wealthy guys profit. Yeah. Hypocrisy, monotony. Every race judge each other, but all agree on misogyny. Internet revolutionary, shooting off technology. Act like you a fraud soon as you try to affect policy. Yeah. Whole generation of look at me, I read Marx, but work for a corporation. Everything.
Look at me, I read Marx, but reading communism and Marxism and thinking that that is the ideal version of that is, you know, something that could be replicated is interesting to me. Is very interesting to me. I'm not even saying, like, you know, capitalism technically is, I don't know what's the limit of Marxism. Is that something that is actually what humankind can tolerate and be manageable? Because to do that, the people running it need to be part of it. They're like true Marxism or true communism or whatever, like whatever the true equality, share everything. You know, I haven't read the doctrines of these. I just know from a general level what they mean and what they try to do from a political standpoint. The idea of someone being in charge of a communist regime is hypocritical in itself, right? And then capitalism is also fucked as well when you don't actually admire someone, when you don't respect the fact that someone could beat you or could get ahead of you by just being better or by whatever it may be, right? So people rely on manipulation and dishonesty and lies. If everyone was truthful at 100% of the time, maybe capitalism could work too. I'm not saying it would. I'm not saying because capitalism leads to wanting more or continually trying to find the next thing instead of being fully content and present with the moment at hand. I think you can maybe mold it together where being content with the moment at hand will lead you to acquire more, because at the end of the day, to me, true meaning of society and whatever is connection, right? So capitalism, maybe what we're chasing more of is the issue with capitalism. If what more was human connection or connection to the earth or whatever it may be, then maybe that game of capitalism is sustainable. Because you're trying to give more love and connection to people, which in turn brings people together, right? The more you do that, the more people are gonna be happy. You know, maybe in that utopian, we're talking about like utopian cases. We're not there, obviously, but he's talking about the people who are like, oh yeah, capitalism sucks. Let's do communism, Marxism. In this current society, it's already been proven to fail. Just like capitalism has been proven to fail. But what is fucking failure and success anyway, if we're just fucking in the universe? Anyway, let's get it, Craft.
Whole generation of look at me, I read Marx, but work for a corporation. Everything performative. I ain't different. I sit on the left, but got way more to give. Instead, I'm taking my first. I'm not broke checks to buy throwback jerseys that we just couldn't afford as kids. My inner child trying to be glorious too. Just like you, my trauma hurts. We all damaged goods. But I'm just saying, there's a lot that if we can, we should. Got us to conflate mass production with quality and fame with validation. They like if everybody ain't love it, they wouldn't make it.
Got us to conflate mass production with quality. You can mass produce quality though. Not saying you can't. Shouts out here, Max.
Production with quality and fame with validation. They like if everybody ain't love it, they wouldn't make it.
Shouts out Craft too. Craft falls into mass production from an artist sense, from a classical artist sense. He dropped so much shit in 2021. I'm sure he has a whole bunch of shit planned in 2022 also. But he's talking about the general, you know, vibe of you need to create every day, multiple times a day to be able to get the audience. But then when you do that, you're limiting the amount of creativity you can spend on each individual thing, which might hurt the views. It's always a balance. But yeah.
With quality and fame with validation. They like if everybody ain't love it, they wouldn't make it. Nah, it's they no love it or not that you gonna take it, cause only ego is sacred to you. Live on its flimsy branches, but don't really know all of the roots of your behavior, do you?
Live all on the branches of your ego, but you don't know the roots. You don't know where does the ego even stem from? That's what I was just talking about. The ego and
most of corporate spokespeople, they just say shit through you. People lying on toxic shit they ain't do to influence you and get paper through you. Yeah. Underneath the hatred, who you?
He has to doo-doo and hold up.
Behavior do you? And most of corporate spokespeople, they just say shit through you.
Say shit
people
through
lying
you.
On toxic shit they ain't do to influence.
Say shit through you. People lying on toxic shit. They ain't do.
It's you and get paper through you. Yeah.
Paper, toilet paper.
Underneath the hatred, who
crazy.
You? It ain't so hard to pronounce a pronoun, dog. We ain't know then what we know now, dog. Don't even know you. Focus on what you like your ass called.
Don't. Come on. Every line is facts, and this was the same thing with his original State of the Union. Come on.
We ain't know then what we know now, dog. Don't even know you. Focus on what you like your ass called. At the same time, acting like them changes gonna be profound when ain't a verb in sight. Cause it's amateur night, and only shit that's turning pros nouns. More things, more stars, more rings. Lot of empty gestures. You had some values when you was young. Lot of empty nesters. A lot of let's be betters, but a lot of get these checks first. A lot of attention seeking disguised as hefty efforts. A lot of diamond chains disguised as hefty networks. A lot of big chested dudes behind desks who forgot the legwork. We all gonna be revealed eventually.
A lot of people behind desks forgot the legwork, bro. A lot of let's get better, but a lot of let's get checks first.
A lot of empty nesters, a lot of let's be betters, but a lot of get these checks first. A lot of attention seeking disguised as hefty efforts. A lot of diamond chains disguised as hefty networks. A lot of big chested dudes behind desks who forgot the legwork. We all gonna be revealed eventually.
Like
little time to fix it all. We in need of centuries. Rather smile in the fire than languish in levity. Except it's not the enemy. Fighting is longevity. Win or lose for skeptics be. We just can't be letting we go. Try and be the version of me that's for us. Cause living in them shallow waters lead to a deep mistrust. Yeah. Healing's not a feeling, it's a process.
Facts.
Progress not an object, it's a concept.
Facts.
Humanity's a conscience, not a contest. It's time we confess, cause they've been putting on a show. And we've been on set from the onset, but smiling in the...
We've been on set from the onset, bro. Truman. Is he gonna say Truman some way? That life is conscious, not a contest. It's time we confess. We've been on set since the onset, bro. Come on, bro.
Confess, cause they've been putting on a show. And we've been on set from the onset, but smiling in the face of woe and keep going's all we gon' get for catharsis. And that's enough, trust me, to make it underneath all of the fear where the love be. That's where I'm trying to go, and I'd love company. So whatever feel inevitable in this young country, we still got a choice. You still got a voice. Time to change, so them trophies that they still trying to hoist. Going down swinging don't mean you can't go down living. So I'ma live it to the end. Even if I got no saying when, I got the how, and you won't find that on the fence. You won't find that on the fence, motherfucker, no. Ain't a big God guy, but if she exists and was trying to teach...
I ain't a big God guy, but if she exists. Just using I ain't a big God guy, right, guy in there. He could have said, I don't really believe in God, or, you know, I'm not big on God, or whatever, right? And refer to her as she in the next line. But I ain't a big God guy. That's so crazy. And everything that he was saying right there, too. He's just talking about connection, right? I'm just trying to find out we. Do it for us. Find the love inside the fear. I love company. That's so crazy because he was just talking about how corporations are bullshit. I love company. No, I love company, like your company, you being with me, connecting. Let's go under fear and find what love is together. Because I do it for us. It's just all of it is insane.
Live it to the end. Even if I got no saying when, I got the how, and you won't find that on the fence. You won't find that on the fence, motherfucker, no. Ain't a big God guy, but if she exists and was trying to teach us about us, we're more perfect than this. As we prioritize band-aids for ourselves and next of kin, instead of trying to heal world wounds that are generations in. This COVID here to stay, cause all we think about is me, and can't envision eyes, one in the global community. Our demise will be that failure, thinking we can hoard science. Our inaction is action, thinking we can ignore violence. A team only as good as its 12th man's health, and we've been raping and pillaging our bench for centuries.
I mean, this requires this much in-depth analysis, bro. Where's the envision eyes, bro?
Cause all we think about is me and can't envision eyes.
Can't envision eyes, but can envision eyes as one global community.
One in the global community. Our demise will be that failure, thinking we can hoard science. Our inaction is action, thinking we can ignore violence. A team only as good as its 12th man's health, and we've been raping and pillaging our bench for centuries. Welcome to the repercussions, possibly the end, and we finger pointing to avoid that we our own enemies. What if instead of pretending we harness that fight and that fuel to be all that we pretend to be? You'll always be waiting if you wait until you ready be. I'm looking in the mirror like, when you gonna set you free?
Talking to himself. Bro, Marlon Craft is different, bro. different. This is what I say. I fuck with them. Y'all know I fuck with Craft, but it's not about rapping. It's not. It's Craft is different, bro. Craft is a philosopher. Craft, so is Corday. These are the people. Like I think hip hop. And I'm not gonna try to say that there aren't philosophers outside in the music realm, because that's just stupid. Because I think there's a lot of philosophers within music history, but hip hop uses language in the most intricate way, in the most dense way, at least, per song. We get more words and thoughts, and language like language creates your reality, right? Because it's your reality is your understanding, and the way you understand things is putting things into language, right? So the way Craft can put things into words, and what he says with those words is just, I respect it so much, and that's why I think he's gonna go down as one of the greats. And he's proving it every single drop, every single day. Um, and he's not afraid to talk about the real shit, bro. He's not afraid to talk about the real shit, because clearly he's going down, doing something about it. He's going to doing something. He does not want to go down. He was talking about that without knowing that he did something about it. And that's what I respect, man. All right, State of the Union 2, another fucking classic, something everyone needs to hear and listen to, and just try to understand from their own perspective, and not judge, not judge it, because the act of judging it is the exact thing that he's trying to push away. Anyway, appreciate y'all. More shit to come on the iKaanic Plus channel. Check the description for all the plugs that I got going on. But regardless, peace.